I know a lot of people don't like waiting to get their stuff. If you see a nice design, brand new gun to the market and you go, it's just like myself, you want to check that thing and it feels good in hands and just can't help and you buy that stuff. A while ago I had a little conversation with a friend of mine. He's a compulsive buyer and he gets rid of good stuff to buy new stuff that he doesn't know it will work properly. Back in 2008, if I'm not mistaken, I fell for that too. Ruger LCP was released and I've got one that was like, the serial number was in hundreds. One of the first ones. Man, I love that thing because it did look like the Kel-Tec, and the Kel-Tec being the smallest and lightest ones with the Ruger finish. I thought it would be like such a great gun, and it is. And these days I can see very good Ruger LCPs running pretty good. But I got one lemon. Every mag had problems. And I shot from full metal jackets to hollow points. I never had a full magazine shot without having problems with that Ruger LCP. Sent to Ruger and they sent me back with the same problem. And then I decided to polish the feed ramp. I did, which I did. Gun was still having problems. It was in the early stages. So I got rid of that gun. I traded for my J-frame. And well, the J-frame never jammed on me. And but what I like to point is I saw a lot of excitement when the XDS went out, and there's a recall right now on the XDS. MP Shield is a sweet shooter. I had the chance to shoot in 40 caliber and 9mm. People are having problems, and MP Shield has you know, serious issues on safety and functioning as well. When the Glock's G4 or 4th generation came out, a lot of people had problems with the recoil springs. There was something that I hated at first, and I really try hard to get Glocks into my system, but that G4, it was kind of annoying because all spent cases would come to me. Someone said, you just go to a IDPA or some event that has a Glock gunsmith guy and he's gonna fix that for you for free, and I kind of like the idea, but I really didn't want to go for a Glock G4 at that time. I had a Glock 26. A lot of people think I hate Glocks. I don't. Glock 26 for a short period of time and was a sweet shooter, but I was interested in something else, and I just don't die hard for Glocks, and I respect the platform. I just want to point the fact that it's not my cup of tea. I had an XD45, which I love it, and cars are my favorite. You know, when you look at the market with all these 9s, single stack 9s, and you look at the CW9 and see what you get for the money that you pay, and you see that all those guns seem, you know, nothing to me. They look like nothing. I don't get impressed with any gun in single stack other than this. If we're talking about value, the CW9, if you want to put, you know, better you know, finish and you know, material and engraving, sophisticated, you can see the PM9 and the other versions of cars. Cars are just the pistols that Glock should make in single stacks and never did. Diamondbacks pretty much alike, but Diamondback now belongs to Taurus. Taurus bought Heritage guns as well, and the naysayers, the people who say that Taurus is just a copy of Smith & Wesson, if if you bother yourself in opening those guns, you see the internals are totally different, and the Tauruses are even, you know, more creative inside out than the Smiths. But the Smith is incomparable because they are really better guns, overall better guns. I love Smith & Wessons, but I do recognize the what Taurus has been doing in the last 4 years. You know, they are very good. They're good on, you know, the design is good, the guns are good, customer service is horrible. I know. I'm still waiting for a front sight for my Taurus 24/7. If you have to deal with customer service in Taurus, you're gonna hate it because they're gonna order parts from Brazil and it's gonna take forever. Last year I had to order 3 recoil springs at once because I know it took me like 11 months. But I love the gun, I love the Taurus 24/7. I think the Taurus 24/7 is the ideal gun for both concealed carry and range. And a lot of people would say, well, that's too big. No, when the Taurus 24/7 was made, it was something on pair, size-wise, with the Glock 19. But it had features that a lot of people think, you know, are important. There are, you know, there are some agencies, police departments in America that will never get a gun that doesn't have a thumb safety. And this is not important to me, I'm just pointing to that. But what I wanted to say with this video is, and I'm gonna cut short right here. Don't buy a gun in the first 2 years. You know, doesn't matter the brand. All of them will get recalls. You know, my beloved Smith & Wesson, it doesn't matter, M&Ps and Shields, all of them will have problems to fix because you are the guinea pig. You are the first one to buy is a guinea pig. And if you get one gun only and you give like 1,000 rounds, you know, trial, the gun performs well, then I think you should carry that gun. But if you buy a gun and just put on your hip and it starts to carry, you don't know anything about self-defense with guns. I'm sorry to point to that, but I see a lot of people buying guns, they don't bother to clean the gun. And they just put, you know, some ammunition in the magazines that they stick on and they say, well, I'm good to go. I don't care if it's a Glock XD, if it's a new model, I'm gonna give 1,000 rounds. Well, to be honest with you, I'm giving like 250 rounds, and then I started to carry some guns I had. But I never had to give like 200 rounds to my J-frame. I will do rapid fire like 3-4 times. If the cylinder doesn't get stuck, I'm pretty sure that will be 5 shots for sure. My 24/7 was torture. One of the guns that I abused a lot. Rapid fire, 3-4 mags, you know, just like 51 rounds in 2-3 minutes. Bang, 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 10 seconds in gap, and then 17 more, and 17 more, 3 times. Gun performed pretty well. Well, it works for me. I know Glocks are pretty much like that. They are way better performers, and torture tests with the Glocks are everywhere for you to see. I'm pretty sure you can use a Glock and can give like 1,000 shots without problems. This is what matters. Don't get fancy stuff and start to carry without, well, don't even bother buying a gun if it was just released. Okay, I'm talking too much. I might be, you know, making not many friends with what I'm saying, but you know, if you buy for the sake of buying, it's okay. but don't give 10 rounds. Don't send 10 rounds downrange and say that's your new carry, because you're better than that and you know better than that. And be careful. Be careful. It's a lifesaver device. Okay? Know it well. Manage to operate and be responsible with that. Cutting right now. I'll husband for you too.